As you start building out components using Grid, you might find that some components line up and some components don't. So I have 3 columns down here, and they don't line up with either of these 2-column layouts. And the reason for that is because of the gap. So this is a grid gap gotcha. If we open this up in Firefox and inspect these, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the grid for this one and for this one right above it, and let's display the one right underneath it as well so that we can see where these gaps are. Now you can see in the top 2 we only have 1 gap, while in the thirds layout we have 2 gaps. And the way that the fractional unit works, it can only operate on whatever is remaining. So before this math is done to find out how wide these columns are, it takes away these gaps. It's subtracting 2 here. Up in here, it's only subtracting 1. So if we want this to be aligned, we really need to subtract 2 gaps here. And the easy fix to that is just to make it 3 columns. So we can go down here and go 1FR, 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 and add an extra A in there. And it just works. It lines up beautifully. So watch the gaps, because if you are doing tricky things with your layout, you might find that it doesn't line up as you go down the page. But if you always make your columns the same, whether that's 3 columns or 12 columns or 27 columns, you just always make the same column count, then your gaps will always line up and you shouldn't see any issues.